Hi and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kim. If you have seen my past videos, you would know that. And if you are new here, well, my name is Kim and I like to journal about the things that I like to do, which is mostly crafting related. So if you like that, then you may like this. Where have I been for the last almost 9 months, I think? Well, funny story. I mean, we could totally pretend like none of that happened. We could totally pretend that I have not taken a huge long break. But if we're not going to pretend, I will tell you why. And I don't want to necessarily blame it on our daughter, because, that's life and I should have been able to keep consistent, but that did not happen. Around that time, I think she had started crawling and then eventually, of course, she started walking, but you know how that goes. They start crawling, they start getting into things, they start, you have to watch them so that they don't necessarily fall. I mean, it's gonna happen. Don't get me wrong. It happens. You can't prevent everything, but it was just one of those things where I just couldn't really quite even knit or crochet at times or really work on the things that I wanted to because she was just starting to move. She was starting to move and it was me needing to be a little closer. But yeah, that was one of the reasons why. That's not really the main reason why. I can't necessarily blame her, just other things, my schedule and then motivation kind of went down during winter time for sure. Wintertime is just so hard to even get out the door and do something because it's so dark. And now we're gaining daylight, so that's great. I'm so happy about that because I think that that's going to help my motivation, even though I need to find something else that's going to really help me out here because wow, this winter was just woo. I mean, we're still in winter, but still, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. I think a lot of people experience it. I really do need to invest in some of those sad lights, I think they're called, just to kind of help out because it is getting harder and harder for me every year to just be like when I was younger and not care. But yeah, anyways, that's really the main thing. I kind of fell off the wagon of filming, and then just time went by so quickly. It just goes by like in a blink of an eye, which is the saying, and it's so true. So, but here we are, and glad to be back. I have missed doing this, and I know it's going to be a little bit, well, I feel like it's going to be a little bit awkward because I feel awkward already, but I know that I'll get back to it. I mean, yeah. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about my work in progresses, my finished objects, and just my future plans, what I want to do, what I want to work on and talk about. Because like I said, this is mainly I like to just kind of film and talk about what I like to do, which is a lot of crafting. Like I said, there's a little bit of other little things here and there, but the majority of the stuff is going to be crafting and just kind of sharing things that happen, I don't know, in my life. So let's just dive in though, because I don't want to make this, like I said, awkward. So my first, I will say I have had a lot of other projects, and if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen a lot of those updates there. I do try to stay updated there, but that one is another one that I did have a hard time just kind of staying consistent on because, life, I don't know. I don't actually really, I need to think of a better word than life, right? But that just kind of sums things up. But yes, I did try to stay consistent there and show what I was working on, and I did post a lot of pictures of, I think I'm only missing a couple pictures of some projects that I finished and I didn't take a picture of, and that was on me though, because I should have taken a picture before I gave it to them. So, but it's okay. We are starting fresh. It is another year, which is crazy because, who would have thought, right? But here we are. So let's get to it. I already said that. My first project is I'm working on some fingerless gloves, And this is, I'm not quite sure if I'm going to actually give them. They're for my mom. She had wanted some black fingerless gloves, and I may or may not, depending on how much yarn I have. I was trying to really be intentional about my yarn and use it and not buy new yarn. So I had some leftover yarn from a project prior, and she wanted the color black, and this was perfect because I had some leftover yarn from a shawl that I made. And so let's see here. So anyways, let's just get to it. I'm using this leftover yarn, like I said, from a shawl, and this is the first color that I decided to use for the cuff. I don't know why I was pointing to the side. I know why, but my little view thingy is there. But this one is from Symfonie yarns, and I don't quite remember if this is black sand or if it is black pepper, but it's probably black pepper because of the white in there, as you can tell. So I decided to use that for the cuff of the glove, if you can tell right there. And I did the 1x1 twisted rib on these gloves. So then, and then the main part of the glove, the hand part, is this other color. And I think this one's black sand. And so I thought these would kind of go together, together pretty well. It's still in the black field, the color. They're both black. So that's what I decided to do. And so I just have, on this one, I just have to separate the thumb and then continue on to a little bit more, probably like 1/2 inch left, and then separate the fingers and then finish it off. So this is, oops, I can hold it closer. And I'm just doing a regular knit, stockinette knit in the round for this glove. And then I will just make the left hand side, same thing. So as long as I have enough yarn with this scrap yarn, then yes, she will be able to keep these and have them, because there was enough yarn. But if there isn't for some reason enough yarn to finish the left hand glove, then I'll probably need to frog this and then restart and maybe do something different. Then I'll have to get some new yarn.
And by new yarn, I mean using what I have in my stash.
But I am trying to use, I think a lot of us who have a lot of yarn or like to buy yarn or use it, I think a lot of us are trying to use our stash. I have seen a lot of crafters that I follow that are trying to do the same thing, because I did kind of try to clean up, and I had a de-stash on my Instagram, and it's still going. So if you're interested, I do have a highlight bubble for my de-stash of yarn that I'm just trying to get through, or give, not give away, but just hoping that somebody else will use it. Because if I'm being honest with myself, I'm probably not going to use all of it, even though I want to use all of it. It's just not going to happen. So there is that going on. And so I did kind of clean up. It still kind of looks a little bit cluttered, and it still looks like I have a lot, because I do. So I am still going to try to do my best to use what I have here at home before buying any. But sometimes, there's just some projects that you just, I say you need to buy new yarn, and sometimes that is the case. So yes, but that is what I'm doing with those gloves. So I'm looking forward to having those done. I keep meaning to make myself a pair as well, because I think that they would be a great addition to my winter wardrobe, I guess you can say. But just because the fingerless I like, because you can use your phone. I have some gloves that you're supposed to be able to use your phone with, but they don't work. So they work, they keep my hands warm, but the actual part of being able to tap on your phone does not work. So that can get kind of annoying sometimes. So we'll see if I'm able to get another pair before the winter is over. And actually, since I live in Alaska, fingerless gloves are going to be great no matter what season we're in, because our weather is always unpredictable, and sometimes there are some cool days or cool nights in the spring, summer, fall, and those can come in handy, just like our hats do. So, and scarves. So moving on to the next one, I think that's I don't have a pattern for that one, just to go back to the gloves. I don't have a pattern for it. Since the first set of gloves that I made, I did buy a pattern, and they were the fingerless, it was called the finger picking, oh man, I already forgot. But anyways, there were these gloves that I made, and you know, I think that once you make a set of gloves, it's pretty easy to just kind of make your own as far as like after the cuff, because once you get the cuff, it's almost very similar, I guess is what I'm trying to say, and then you can kind of come up with your own design or your own thing, and it just, so there's no pattern. This was just a basic knit. I mean, I'm sure there is a pattern, but I didn't get one. It's just more of following what I kind of know and going from there. So yes, and like I mentioned, it's Symfonie yarns in black sand and black pepper, and this is a DK weight yarn. I did have the, I did save the tag, but this is not the tag for this specific yarn. This is the tag for another project that I had. So this one was a worsted weight is what they classified it, but this is a different color. But this is basically, and it wasn't Bella. I think the one I have is Viva. I know I wrote it down, and I had saved the, yeah, Viva. So Symfonie Yarns Viva. I had saved the tags, and I don't know what happened to them. I had 5 of them, and then poof, they're gone. I think I know where I put them now thinking about it. Of course I would remember when I'm over here. So anyways, moving on to my next work in progress. I just started this one about a week ago, or maybe, you know, like 3-4 days ago. I just posted about it yesterday on my Instagram, but I did start it like 3-4 days ago, and this is going to be a vest. The pattern is called Mojito Vest, and it is by Casual Knit Studios. I will also put her name down here below, but I don't want to mess up her name, so I'm not going to try. But it's her on Ravelry. It's Casual Knit Studios, and let's see here. This is working the back. This is working flat panels. So here is my, is this the front? Am I showing you the front? Okay, yeah. So here is the back panel that you work flat. And this is the first time I've ever done a flat, like worked something worked it flat first. Usually the pullovers and sweaters that I have knitted have been in the round. So this time it was a little different, which I kind of like this too, but we'll see. I don't know what I know you're going to have to stitch up the sides, so we'll see if that is something I enjoy doing or not. But so far everything has been great. It starts with a 1x1 ribbing. You do a, I don't know, that was not supposed to be funny, but that was funny. Okay, so you do start with a tubular cast on, which yes can be a little bit I don't want to say, I mean I guess it can be difficult, but once you kind of get it, it's very, I wouldn't say easy, but it's doable. And I really do like the finished result that it gives you, because it just makes it look like you just started, and I don't even know how to explain it, but it just gives it a nice finish to your project. And so yeah, so you started with that, and then you just knit in stockinette, but since this is flat, so this is gonna be knitted and then purled on the back. And I've already started the decreases for the armholes. So right here, I mean, you can't really tell because it's just kind of, it curls, but here's my decreases for my armholes, and she has, I think, 3 sets of decreases, so I am currently on my 2nd set of decreases. So that's where I'm at, and this is the back panel, like I think I already said that. So I still have to do the front panel, and then you add the ribbing for the armholes and the neck shaping. So I'm really excited about how this is going to turn out, because I really thought that this was going to be worked in the round, but like I said, it is worked flat. Excuse me. And yeah, it's been going great so far. this yarn that I'm using, I did bring the tag, is actually a yarn that I got over in Italy, but you can find this anywhere. But you know, it was exciting to just find it over there and go to the yarn stores over there. It's always nice to just go to any yarn stores in another place, whether it's in States or overseas. It's just awesome to go visit. And then that's where I get into trouble, because then I buy new yarn because I'm like, well, I'm in this store that I've never been to and I want to see it and I want to buy a yarn so I can be like, I got this from here. And then that's how I collect my yarn. So but no, I actually had gotten this knowing that this was going to be made for I was thinking either it was going to be a sweater, or then I just decided it's from my mom too. But then I just decided, well, let me just ask her what she wants. Does she want a sweater, or does she maybe wants a vest or something? So she chose a vest, because I was also, you know, if you want a shawl or something, but she ended up going with a vest. So I was like, cool. And this is, I'm using Rowan felted tweed. And this is, let's see here. It's not telling me. I think it's a worsted weight. I should have looked this up. So here's the tag, and it comes in 50 grams, and this is with merino. I can't talk. Merino wool and alpaca, and I want to say it is a worsted weight, maybe even an Aran weight, but it's not telling me, so I'm not sure. But yes, and this is in the color, wouldn't know either because it's just a lot number. So, but it's a reddish color, and it comes with little blue and white speckles. I don't know if you guys could tell. So yeah, that is the vest. Oh, I probably should have just shown you guys the actual yarn and not the vest, huh? So here it is. Can we see? There we go. I'm almost through the first one. I only bought 4, so I'm hoping that this is enough for her vest, because that would not be good if it wasn't. Though I'm pretty sure I could find it here or online. But then I just don't like waiting for... There's always the waiting, and I don't like it. So, but it's okay. If I have to, I will. But if not, my mom does plan on visiting here the next week or so. So I'm hoping to have this done before she gets here, or at least before she leaves. So that's another reason why I'm like, 4 of these, well, they're not skeins, but balls of yarn should be enough. So yeah, that is, so those are the only 2 work in progresses that I have right now. And then for my finished objects, I do have one, and I finished this one I think it's been about a week. And I just took a little bit to wash it and block it, and I finally did that. Hopefully tomorrow I will be able to take actual photos of it. I think that my excuse has been, well, the day is gloomy and there's not great lighting. I mean, how am I supposed to get a picture? But it is what it is, and I need to get this out. This was for my sister-in-law. So I'm just like, oh, I probably need to get this, you know, send this off to her. But the pictures are the thing. I just want great lighting, or I want a great day, but the days haven't been that great here. So it's not that they've been bad, they've just been gloomy or gray, but that's just how I'm gonna have to take these pictures and just make do of it. So this is the Martha's Meadow shawl, and it's so pretty. And it starts off with a garter, and then it splits, it's garter, and then in between here she has a set of stockinette. And so I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell. So you start like that, and then you have this lace portion here, which I just love how that came out. It looks so pretty. And this yarn, the yarn is just a beautiful color. So yeah, here is, I'm not sure if I will take pictures of this. And if I do take pictures of this tomorrow, then I will include them in here as well so you guys can see, because I know that this isn't the best shot, but here it is, and best lighting either. But this is, it's so pretty and soft. I love the yarn of this, and it came out really good. So this is the Martha's, I always want to say Martha's Vineyard, but it's not Martha's Vineyard. It's Martha's Meadow by Lisa Hans. I will have her down below as well. And I used this lighter color is La Bien Aimee, and it is Cashmerino. Let's see here, in the color Cassiopeia. I don't even know if I'm saying that correctly, but it's the first time I've ever used Cashmerino. Never have used cashmere yarn in anything, and it is so soft that now I just want to use one that's entirely cashmere. Of course, we'll see one day, right? But it's very soft, so I used that, and I paired it with Jagger Spun sock yarn, because in her instructions or in her yarns, it was having a lace weight and a sock weight, or a finger wing weight and sock weight yarn. So I did the Cashmerino in finger wing weight, and then the sock yarn in sock weight. So yes, so okay, so I already said that, right? So I used La Bien Aimee and Jagger Spun, and it turned out really great, and it's so soft. Both yarns, I mean, I am going to say that the Cashmerino yarn is softer, but you can't, you know, it's still soft all around. It's not like it's rough when you put it on your neck or anything, or when you're touching it. It's just really soft. So yeah, this is, oh yeah, I probably should have gone through this little one, but this one's just I think it was a pretty similar, it was all pretty much either stockinette or garter, and then the lace portion. So yeah, I mean, but if you have any other questions, and maybe I forgot to mention something, just let me know and I will answer them, because I was trying to be prepared, but I'm also like I said, awkward. But anyways, yeah, so this one is done, and that is all I have right now for my projects. I do intend on starting some other ones. Like I've been wanting to make myself a bit more. So after I get done with like my mom's things, there's just one more project that I need to finish for one of my friends, and then after that I was going to make myself something that I had on my fall inspiration video. There is one item there that I wanted to make for myself, and I think I'm going to try to do that, because like I said, some of these items, most of these items can be used pretty much throughout the year here in Alaska, because like I said, our weather, it can be unpredictable, and then sometimes it's just cold even though it should be warm. So I think I'm just going to try to make that item for myself and then kind of go from there, because I have some other projects that I need to start that are not knitting and crochet related. And one of those is a quilt. So I know that the quilt is going to take me some time, but I need to get that started because it's going to be a quilt for my nephew, and I'm super excited about it. And then some other projects is I need to get back to my shirt making, because I make shirts on the side too, because that's just fun, and I like just being creative, and I like also exploring my kids' creativeness, because they can be creative too. So I need to get back to that, and that's kind of my plan. I also going off, like, this is just me rambling now, not really, but talking to you guys about just my future plans and what I hope to get done, and hope that it happens, because I really want to be more doing versus saying, like talking, but actually having that action with it. And the other thing that is kind of crafty related is I have been wanting to start a journal, and I kind of started it because I wanted to get my cover and everything, but it's just a journal where I dump pretty much photos of anything that I want to remember. So we took a couple trips last year, and I want to get those photos out, and I want to get them in my journal because, you know, we have all these photos on our phones, and it just, they literally live on my phone or on my hard drive, and it's like, I want to see my pictures. So we did get a printer to print out the photos here at home. I don't have it set up though, unfortunately, because there was an issue with the mailbox, the post, the USPS, and so we finally did get the printer, but now we're just like waiting to see, should we do we need to send it back, or do we need to, you know, are we going to be able to keep it, just because it took forever. And that's just one of the things that we can encounter living so far away. But anyways, the whole thing is just basically putting my pictures into a journal, or making the effort of putting them in a frame or something and hanging them up so that we can see them. I do make a calendar every year for my family, and I'm always late with it though. I always end up getting the calendar done pretty much by the time January is over. But the important thing is that I did get it done, or I do get it done, and then we have the calendar for the rest of the year. But it does always take me some time. I always try to get it done before the end of the year so that we can have it January 1st. But no, that just never happens, and it's just one of those things I need to work on. So, but I make a calendar every year so that we can have the pictures and see, you know, the pictures of the prior year, and it's just really nice to see the pictures, right? So I'm just going to try to do that. I think that's one of the things that I miss of maybe the older type of cameras, where you had to actually go and take them somewhere to get them developed, not filmed, but developed. So I'm excited about that. I'm hoping to really make that a thing that I do and keep with it, because I really just want my memories to be out there to where we can see them, or even our children can see them, and maybe they would be involved and they can have their memories as well. So that is the other thing that I'm hoping to do. And as I was talking about this, I just remembered that I am wearing a top that I made for myself, and this was one of the projects I finished last year. I think I finished it, this was in November. I think I finished this in November. And this is the Viscountess top by MJ's Off the Hook. It's a crochet top. It's V-neck. And it's just got like the granny, it's not a granny square, but you know, the granny stitch. But I'm not even sure if that would be called the granny stitch. So let's not quote me on that. But yeah, and then it's just got this nice little ribbing. I will also make sure to have a better view of it so that you guys can see it. But yes, I also, if I was only going to bring it up because it reminded me, because it's the same color as this other top that I had, but I ruined that top accidentally. But if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that there, because I did share about that. It just reminded me of it. But yes, so this is that top. I totally forgot to mention it at the beginning, because I was supposed to mention it at the beginning. So yeah, I think that is about it so far. I hope that you guys are having a good one, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you liked the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing, just to see the future videos that I will be making. And I hope that everyone has a great weekend, okay? Talk to you guys soon. Bye.